if someone wants to chime in, I just posted the link in the chat. Hold on. Okay, I'll post a link in the chat, and also you could go to the description. The description should have the StreamYard to where you can click in and come into the show. All right, while I talk about Dr. Dre and Angela Simmons, I am taking calls now. Okay, next we're going to talk about Dr. Dre's divorce. Okay, according to TMZ, okay, him and his wife, Nicole is seeking spousal support. We got our first caller coming in. See Truth the Revolver. Dr. Spade, keep up the good, Mr. Spade, keep up the good work. Thanks, bro. Really appreciate that. All right, Chris, you got it. You just talking? Chris, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on, bro?
What's going on with your Spade?
Oh, I'm about to get into the lesson of the divorce with Dr. Dre real quick. You want to stand by while I read it off?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna place you on pause. All right, who we got? All right, we got some more in the back. No. All right. All right, we're going into the divorce of Dr. Dre and his wife. Okay. Wife files for divorce. Let's first start off there. He gotta go. What the fuck? I can't even mute his mic. All right. Dwayne, I see you. Okay, Dr. Dre files for divorce from wife. All right. Dr. Dre and his wife has been together for 24 years. Let's first start off there. 24 years is a long time. I think every man can agree to that because he did take a hit in his career, all right, to where he did hit rock bottom and she was still with him. All right, she was an industry woman. She was already with industry people before she met him. One thing that you have to understand about celebrities is that they live in an entire different world than everybody else. All right? So he met her in the industry. Remember, he also has a crazy baby mom too. Like he has a real crazy baby mom. He's been in and out of court with just his baby moms. But when it comes to his wife, she's been with him for 24 years, which I think pretty long time. All right? She was with him before he had everything. Okay, next. She files for divorce. She put in the paperwork for it. And she says that they're settling their differences. Now, you want to know the beauty part about Dr. Dre is that all of his kids are grown. You know what I'm saying? All of his kids are grown. So he doesn't have to worry about child support. That's what he does have going on in his favor. Secondly, he has been caught numerous of times with other women. So it wasn't like he was this faithful guy, even though he's going to get his ass handed to him in court. I guarantee you that because he's worth a lot of money. It's going to be just like the owner of Amazon situation. His wife got away with a boatload. But both of them are still going to end up giving a lot of that money away just to charities. All right? So now they have 2 adult children and a son named Trace and a daughter named Truly. Now, you got to realize he had an older son, but his older son committed suicide a couple years back. So these are the 2 that are left. All right. They did not have a prenup. And Dr. Dre is worth an estimate of $800 million. Now, when you break that down, for them to get that $800 million, all of that goes into a value of the company. It's not going to necessarily go and say, oh, he has $800 million in his bank account. It doesn't work like that. He has $800 million worth of assets and companies. So in other words, by the time it gets down to his bank account, he may be at around maybe $200 or $300 million just in his bank account, and then that's where the separation will go from there, depending on how much preferred shares or stock she has in the company. In a lot of cases like this, I can expect her to get 25% in cash and another 25% worth of residual income from the businesses. That's typically how it works for them. She'll get a piece of his money, but then she'll get piece of his empire as well. That's how these situations are going to work out with him. So technically, throughout this divorce, he's pretty much going to be paying for her for the rest of her life. But you also got to look at, he's also getting older. He's getting towards 60. And the amount of money, when you're dealing with money like that, it's like you get to the point and you say, what's the difference between $300 million and $1 billion? What could you do with $1 billion that you cannot do with $300 million when it's all said and done? I'm not even a person that wants that much amount of money. I don't even want that, all right? She was formerly married to an NBA player, Sardis Threat, and he works as a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me see. All right, let me see. Where's this paper? Where did I get off at? All right, man, Forbes. All right, so let's bring in some callers real quick. All right, we're gonna start off with Jomaine. Let me bring you in. How you doing, bro? Hold on.
Oh, how you been? How you been?
How you been? What's your take on this, Dr. Dre divorce?
I mean, it's like what a lot of people gotta realize, like regardless of what the situation, if you make it that successful in life, the best opportunity, like the best option for you is not to get married. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that's gonna be the outcome of it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I feel like a lot of people should get from this is pretty much when you make a certain amount of money, if you're rich, if you're wealthy, you shouldn't get married. I feel as though even if you're making $1 million a year, you shouldn't even get married if you make $1 million a year. That's my perspective on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But just the fact that when you make a certain amount of money, anything's bound to happen. You know what I'm saying? You didn't take out the garbage. I don't like that. Divorce. You know what I'm saying? So anything could possibly be the outcome of you getting divorced. So if you make a certain amount of money, you become rich, wealthy, you shouldn't marry at all. It's almost like you're basically, it's like it's dumb. You know what I'm saying?
How do you feel that she was with him before he started to get rich? Remember, he was making money, but he had to give up a lot of money on death row. So he ended up going backwards on his money wise. She has been with him before he was Dr. Dre. She was with him before the Dr. Dre album came out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel as though, like, even though, like, before the album and all that, I feel like if you're successful businessman and you're trying to make, I feel like you shouldn't even be married at that time either. I feel like when you're on the road to success, marriage should be like the last thing on your life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like in this situation, it just wouldn't make sense. Regardless if he was on the come up, on the struggle, if you're on your grind, marriage should be like the last thing on your mind. And I honestly, a lot of people, it's going to rub people the wrong way. I think marriage is for poor people.
You think marriage is for poor people?
That's my...
Why you feel that way?
Yeah, I feel like when you become successful and you're reaching for your goals, you strive for your goals, I feel like that's the least that's on your mind. But I feel like when you're on the struggle, on the grind, you start to think about having kids and all that to fill the void of you becoming successful. So I feel like in that my perspective, I feel like marriage is for poor people. Because I feel like when you're on the road for your success and your goals, that's going to be the least on your mind. You're not even going to think about that. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion on it. Because I feel like if you got a girl, right? So you got a girl, you know what I'm saying? Everybody rap on all that, but say if you feeling with a girl, right?
Right.
If you successful and she's successful, y'all not gonna give a damn about marriage. Because y'all both got your own money. That's just a piece of paper. So that's why I feel like marriage is only mainly for poor people. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
So you think marriage is for poor people? Well, we got Jermaine saying marriage is for poor people because they can get together to survive. That's typically what you have in older relationships. They get together so they can split the bills up. You know what I mean? And then they can survive. I agree with you. Most people that are poor maybe need to get married to join money together to lower their bills. Is that what you think?
Yeah, that's definitely like that's another perspective on it as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I agree with you 100%. Because it's like if someone's making the average American makes 50,000 a year, she making 50,000 a year.
All
Y'all
right.
might put your money together, that makes 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? So I
I
feel like
didn't.
in that perspective, that makes a lot of sense.
All right, bro. Hey, everybody that's back there, make sure you have on headphones and with a microphone hooked to it. All right, Jermaine, I want to thank you for coming on to the show. I'm going to go to the next caller. All right, bro?
All right, man. Take care, bro.
All right, you too. All right. Cheryl Love, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing? Oh my gosh!
What's going on, Cheryl?
Finally, nothing
Finally.
much. We get to speak.
Are you a black chick or a white chick?
I'm black.
All right, just wondering. Just
Okay,
wondering. What
I'm
brings you
black.
to the show?
My curiosity with you is the aftermath for Dr. Dre. Do you think that he will ever marry again, or do you think he'll just have like a lifetime partner after this without getting married?
I think when you get to his age, it's best to just have a lifetime partner because at this point, any woman that's going to be with him is definitely with him for the money. But the lifestyle that he lives, he has more than enough women around him that actually have money that can become lifetime friends. Marriage is overrated. It's still a fantasy for those that have never had a real relationship. That's all. Marriage is still believable because we still have a lot of people that have never been in a real relationship, so they don't understand the dangers of it. But far as the aftermath of Dr. Dre, I think that she's gonna take a lot of money. Like let's keep it real. But at the same time, she's been with him for 24 years, so and they have kids that are already grown, so there's no child support. I don't think he's gonna get ass raped like that for the simple fact that the kids are grown. But she's gonna take a chunk of what he worked for, and he's not gonna have a problem with women. But being that he was such a high profile guy, she may have a hard time getting another man.
Do you think that he's a beta male or a sigma male or an alpha male? I want to ask you that too.
I think that Dr. Dre is an alpha male.
And why do you?
Because he wasn't always just that nice guy. You got to look at everything that he went through with his first wife. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a lot of situations with him and his first wife that was alpha-ish, especially getting caught with a lot of women. You know what I mean? Like Dr. Dre has been caught with a lot of women. He's been caught cheating. So with him, he's definitely alpha. And to last this long is definitely alpha. A lot of beta males don't last 24 years. Once she has the kids and she's in the realm of alimony, women typically get away from beta males when they know they're going to get a guaranteed alimony. If she really didn't love him from the jump, she would have divorced him after 7 years when she knew she'll get the alimony. Like, look at Scottie Pippen's wife. She left. Look at all the other wives. They're leaving once they're able to get the alimony. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at, it's a lot of them that are getting divorced now. A lot of these celebrities are getting divorced because they're in the alimony range and they got kids with them. But Dr. Dre makes out good because all his kids are grown.
Okay, thanks so much.
All right, thank you for calling on to the show. I got your thanks for the PayPal as well. I seen you see me a PayPal, but I'll be seeing you out there. I'll be seeing you in the comments.
Thank you.
All right, you have a good day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hold on, I want to bid shout outs to Paul Bailey. Listen to City Girls if you have time. The Raw Material Eaters and blah, blah, blah. There with Beyonce, Nicki Carter. You're right, bro. You're right. City Girls are actually worse than Cardi B and they're worse than Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. Them girls are straight up sluts. All right, we're going to Miss Sincere. Is that what it is?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can hear you smooth. What's going on, lady?
I just want to give my thoughts really quickly, and I'm just gonna say it as fast as I can because I have something I need to do. So I'm married myself, and I've been married for over 2 years, and I've been with my husband for over 5. And the first thing I like to say is that if I built my own business and I made a lot of money and somebody would take half, even if it was my spouse, of something that I know I built all by myself and that my spouse didn't do anything behind the scenes to help me with, then I personally would be upset. Another thing,
but you got to realize this: is your spouse playing the role that you want him to play?
what do you mean by being in the
let's
lead?
say, like for instance, let's say that you're the woman, you're the breadwinner, but you wanted him to stay at home and maybe do more things to cater around the house, take care of the kids because you had a lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying? Is he playing the role that you want him to play? Because let's say this. Let's say I meet a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she says, Anthony, I don't want to have kids now because I want to run my own business. But I say to her, I say, all right, listen, I want to have kids now. And she says, okay, I'll have kids, but you have to pay me. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to make sure I'm good. Like we, at some point, like you have marriages that are like that, where the guy has told the woman, sit at home, I'll take care of everything, and I'll give you a certain amount of money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Most marriages are like that, where the woman is actually sitting at home. They've came to that conclusion. Now, is he playing that role in your life, or is both of y'all working? If
No, both
y'all-
of us work.
He don't deserve nothing.
Both of us work, and he make more money than I do. But I make my own money.
All right, then that's it. Both, he don't deserve anything. You don't deserve nothing from him, and he don't deserve anything from you. Do you guys have a prenup?
No, we don't have a prenup, but I kind of wanted to talk about the Dr. Dre situation really quickly.
All right, go ahead.
So the last guy said marriage was for poor people. And what I'm going to say is that, yes, you can, if you're poor and you get married, you guys can work together. Well, you don't actually need to be married to live with someone and work together and pay bills. That, I think people are missing the original reason for marriage.
What's the best reason for marriage? Why in today's world, like let's say this, in today's world, what's the reason for marriage? Because I could see a reason back in the 60s. I could see a reason in the 50s. I don't see a reason in 2020 to get married. What would be the reason?
Okay.
In
So
2020?
a lot of here's how I'm going to answer that. It depends on the set of values that you have. Because I had one reason why I got married. Well, one, because I love my husband, and a lot of people are going to give me slack for this and make fun of me, but I don't care. I believe in God, and I believe when I die, I'm going to be judged by God and everything that I did in this life. And I believe that me having sex outside of marriage is a sin. So me and my husband, we were cohabitating before we got married. But I pursued a relationship with Jesus Christ, and I told my husband, or my, soon to be husband, I didn't want him to feel like, because he had plenty of money.
Wait. Oh, so y'all, this is your thought process before the marriage.
This is before the marriage. We were cohabitating, having sex and all that other stuff.
All right.
And I had my own money. I had my own apartment before I met. I was fine. I didn't need no help. The point was that I told him that this is how I want to live my life. I want to live my life where that is pleasing to God and pleasing to Jesus. And I can no longer have sex outside of marriage. And that's
Hold
what
on. Now, before you told him this,
mm-hmm.
were you already having sex outside of marriage? Then when you got to him, you told him, you know what? I don't want to have sex outside of marriage because I've changed my life. Is that what's happening here?
Okay. So
Hold on.
Wait,
Just
what's
answer
the question? Wait,
that
slow
one
down.
question.
Repeat the question.
Before you met your husband,
Mm-hmm.
were you already having sex outside of marriage?
Of course, before I met him.
But when you met him, you told him that you wasn't doing that anymore.
No. So when I met my husband, we were having relations when I met my husband.
All right.
But I grew up in the church, but I grew up around a bunch of hypocrites.
Right.
But I got to the point in my life where I wanted to get back into the church. I wanted to get back into the word, and I actually started reading it for myself.
What age was this?
Well, I'm 28 now. So I was around, I say about 23, 24 when I kind of started my mindset. It was a process. Let's put it that way. It was a process when my mind started changing on things.
So did you go through that phase between 18 and 23? You went through that phase. That phase, you know what I'm talking about.
You mean the wild phase?
Yes.
Well, I only had one relationship prior to my husband. I mean, I've had boyfriends, but as far as like physical, I was with somebody for a few years prior to my husband. It was one person.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm going to say is, but no, I wasn't out there like wilding out, going crazy. You know, I just had a relationship. And of course, I had little boyfriends in here and there back in high school, but nobody's perfect. But the point I'm trying to make is that people back in the day, it didn't have anything so much to do with money. It didn't have any. No, I'm not a contradiction because I didn't claim to believe in God way back when. I didn't claim. I was an agnostic and switched between atheism. That's not the point. The point was that, you know, I didn't believe the way that I believe now. But as I started to change my thought process and as I started to change, that's when I'm like, okay, I can't keep doing this because I'm a hypocrite. And really,
So you felt like, you felt like you had to it only felt right to keep having sex with him for you to get married. So you only felt right whenever you got married in order for you to have sex. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because
what does that have to do with people getting married now?
Because what I'm trying to say is that with people getting married now, people have a different set of values. People don't care about God anymore. People are atheists. They're agnostic. They believe in all sorts of paganism and gods and things, so they don't care. So it doesn't matter to get that piece of paper, because back in the day, what it was is that people feared God and they believed in God, and they believed that when they died, they either went to heaven or hell or that they'd be judged. But a lot of people nowadays believe in the new age and that they're going to get reincarnated, and they think that they're a good person. But nowadays for people, it depends on your values. But technically, if you have a value system where you don't believe in a heaven or a hell, or that you're going to be judged when you die, then it doesn't matter technically if you marry this person or not, because what you're doing, you don't think there's anything wrong with what you're doing, that it doesn't matter. But
right. In the new world, the new world order that we're going into, we can pretty much say that you're watching the fall of Christianity right now.
Yeah, of course.
Right. So
most people were never Christians in their hearts in the first place.
So going forward, what is your best advice to what is the actual, and then I got to go to the next caller.
Okay, go ahead.
What is the reason for a man to get married now?
What is the reason for a man to get married now?
What would be a good reason in your mind? No, with no religion, nothing. What would be a reason for people to get married?
If we're talking no religion and no God or nothing like that,
right?
Then
just basic.
There's based on that, there's no reason to, because at the end of the day, a lot of women nowadays, they're pure evil. They're wicked. There's a lot of wicked people out here, and they'll marry you just for the intent of taking you out to the cleaners.
Welcome to the Anthony Spade Channel. Thank you for coming.
Nice.
All right.
All right. You too.